Hello, Derek Ray here. The draw has been made for the quarter-finals and semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. I'm joined in the studio by Tommy Smith, Janusz Mihalik and Shaka Hislop. Tommy, Manchester United, the holders, are entitled to feel that this has been a good draw from their point of view. Porto at home, and if they prevail there, then it's Villarreal or Arsenal in the last four.
Yeah, none of the three teams that they're going to ultimately can face, should hold any problems for Manchester United if you base it on form. And then, of course, you have that little revenge factor. You know, the last time Porto were at Old Trafford, they knocked Manchester United in the Champions League. So this should be, I think that Manchester United can float through this the way they're playing. I don't think they'll have any problems.
Is it possible, Janusz, at this stage to identify more difficult halves of the draw and easier halves, or do we really know about that?
Well, we don't, of course. You have to play the game, and you know everybody will always tell you that. It doesn't take us to state the obvious, but I think Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United, would probably pay money. This is probably the best draw they could have asked for. I don't think they would have won at Villarreal. They've played them recently way too often, and Villarreal could be difficult.
What you're saying is they didn't want Liverpool, they didn't want Chelsea, they didn't want Barcelona.
Absolutely. If you look at it, you have to take Porto. It is a different Porto. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I think it makes a difference that Jose Mourinho is not there because he can't get the, but I think the revenge goes out the window because the revenge was when Manchester United beat Inter in the last, in the first or out of the group stages. So I think he took care of that. Now against Porto, I think he should feel as favorites, and Manchester United on paper should go through.
You just get the feeling, Shaka, that the odds are shortening as we speak. Against Manchester United winning the Champions League.
Absolutely, and this is a great tie for Manchester, a great draw for Manchester United. This is the quarter-final zone. You have to say there are no easy draws per se. The 8 teams in the competition still deserve to be there. Maybe you could say it differently when it was 16, but 8 deserve to be there, and it's not going to be easy. But in relative terms, this is as good as Manchester United really could have hoped for.
Arsenal will be happy as well, and that doesn't mean that Villarreal are a poor side. Arsenal, of course, defeated them in the semi-final back in 2006. But we've grown used to Arsenal, by and large, getting pretty difficult draws at this stage of the competition.
Yeah, and they avoided all the big dogs. They got themselves a tie that they can win. And you could easily see Manchester United Arsenal in one semi-final. And I'll stretch it out a little bit further. I see Liverpool and Bayern Munich in the other semi-final.
Bayern Munich?
Yeah, I think Bayern Munich is going to beat Barcelona. No, I think Bayern Munich is going to beat Barcelona.
You almost tried to slip that one in on us.
Okay.
I know.
Can we stay with this side of the draw? Never mind.
Well,
that's the most difficult part of the draw.
You don't get to talk later then.
Arsenal
obviously got to be delighted. I think again. It could have been much worse, but this is a team that's going from strength to strength. They're getting players back. They're playing much better. I think there's a certain amount of pressure that's gone as far as the title is concerned. That's been gone for a while. Now they're fighting just to be in the Champions League next season, but I think they'll take that blindly.
They've become a cup side, Arsenal, haven't they? Of course, they're going great guns in the FA Cup, and with prospects that look quite good in the Champions League too.
They have, and certainly as far as this tie is concerned, momentum is very much in their favour. Didn't have a great first half of the season, as it were. Players are coming back, they're playing better, and you can see the exact same opposite for Villarreal. Started well and are slowly fading. Momentum sitting in Arsenal's favour. I expect them to go through against Villarreal.
All right, let's do things in the proper order now, Mr.
No, I did it already. I have nothing to say.
No, you've got to tell us exactly why you think Bayern Munich are going to beat Barcelona.
Because they're a good side, and I think they can score goals. They're starting to hit their peak. They're starting to play well. They had a little bit of a rough patch when they came back from the break, but now they're playing well. They're scoring goals like they're going out of style. And I think that this Barcelona back four, if Barcelona have a problem, Barcelona's back four is the problem, and if Puyol doesn't come back fully fit, when you got to bring Silvinho in at this stage of a competition as your left full back, I think you're in trouble. That's just my opinion.
Bayern Munich, of course, without Miroslav Klose, and that could be crucial.
And that's massive. And if you think that Barcelona have a problem, in the back, which I don't think it's a major problem, but if you think that, I don't think they need to worry about that because they're going to be attacking, and Bayern Munich is going to have to be defend. I don't think Barcelona can take this for granted, but if you have the likes of Thierry Henry, Samuel Eto'o, of course, Messi, Iniesta, Xavi. The strength of Barcelona is in the attack. They will never worry about, defense. If they're going to go out of the tie, it's not for the lack of trying and obviously going at teams. And they, for me, they have just a little bit too much talent for Bayern Munich.
Bit of a nightmare draw from the Bayern point of view. Tommy's saying he fancies them to go through, but you could almost tell on the face of Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, representing Bayern at the draw, that he was thinking to himself, oh my goodness.
I don't think it's a great tie for Bayern at all. I'm sure they all agree, and it was interesting to hear Uli Hoeneß and Philippe Lahm come on this week and say that they preferred to just miss Manchester United and Liverpool and didn't care much after that. I don't think they got a great draw against Barcelona. For all Barcelona's problems defensively, similarly, Bayern have problems up front. I'm not convinced by Luca Toni this season. Of course, Klose is out, and I think Bayern does as Ribéry does. In their defence, they've drawn the one team that won't put a man marker on Frank Ribéry. That gives them a chance, but I don't think it's enough of a chance. I think Barcelona are too strong for Bayern.
Last but by no means least, we've got Liverpool and Chelsea again.
Again, what can you say about it? You hope that there'll be goals. I don't see too many goals. I think Liverpool can win it.
Oh, obviously Liverpool can win, any matchup when you give them 2 games. But at Chelsea, again, this is a different Chelsea just in months' time since Gus Hiddink has taken over. I think they're very deep and very balanced. And, of course, Michael Essien coming back makes a huge difference.
I think it's a new Chelsea playing 3 up front, but it's a very new Liverpool. All of a sudden are attack-minded in the league and in the Champions League. I expect this to be an attacking game. I expect Liverpool to go through.
OK, we'll be looking forward to all the quarter-finals in more detail between now and the 7th of April.